Thursday's hearing on Trump's criminal charges in Georgia will be must-see TV for none of the reasons anti-Trumpers hoped. And Donald Trump will be there. The New York Times reports a judge very well might order liberal hero and DA Fani Willis to testify about her affair with the special prosecutor she hired in the case and potentially disqualify Willis from prosecuting Trump on charges of trying to overturn the 2020 results, which would throw the whole case, as the New York Times says, into disarray. Willis hired and paid Nathan Whale $655,000 as a special prosecutor and at some point began an extramarital affair. Trump's co-defendant's attorney says Wade used some of the money paid by Willis's office to take Willis on vacations and cruises, thus creating conflicts of interest. Chandelle Summer is here, former assistant public defender in Fulton County, Georgia, now practices divorce law and the like. So this is exactly your area of expertise. What are you most interested in seeing on Thursday?
I am most interested in seeing whether or not there is a connection to Fani Willis and Nathan Wade in such a way that she received a pecuniary interest or a kickback from his having been paid a significant amount of money as special prosecutor in this case. One of the interesting facts about this case is that the other two special prosecutors haven't been paid near as much as Nathan Wade has been paid. And so it sort of raises eyebrows as to why he was paid so much more. And then on top of that, you've got Fani Willis, who has benefited personally from it by going on numerous trips. In fact, when they got the records the other day, there were more trips than expected. And the motion by this
has been, I think it's fascinating that you've got now a situation where Donald Trump is showing up just so to force, because he knows if he shows up, the television networks will carry this hearing live and we'll watch it all play out if she has to testify. Much has been made about Nathan Wade, the prosecutor's divorce filings, and whether or not he was honest or whether he perjured himself in his filings that talked about whether he had been faithful to his wife. How do we get to that point if Wade himself committed perjury?
I'm not sure how that was determined. If they took his deposition and he said he had been faithful to his wife and that was not true, I think that would have come out. But divorce filings in and of themselves don't generally go into those kind of details. I've actually looked at the divorce filings in this case, and the only thing unusual about it is the fact that they sealed the case early on. And according to Mr. Wade, it was because his wife wanted it sealed because she was having an extramarital affair. But the idea being that sealing a divorce file is highly unusual and it's only under specific circumstances. So the Atlanta Journal and Constitution was able to get the file unsealed. There may have been discovery documents that were obtained because when you are in a divorce action, you ask the other side for documents to establish your credit card records, your bank records, to establish how the spending is, how much income you have. And that's where they found a lot of this information about Fani Wade.
All right, so evidently now, originally we were told that Trump was going to be in Georgia. Now it turns out he's going to be in New York. The reporting on it's changed. But help us, who is going to have to testify and who asks the questions?
Well, the issue this week on Monday, there was a hearing, and Judge Scott McAtee in Fulton County refused to quash the subpoena requiring Fani Willis to testify. There's also some DA's office employees who are also subpoenaed to testify. But most importantly, individual named Terrence Bradley was subpoenaed to testify, who was Nathan Wade's friend and apparently represented him for some time.
Wow. Chandelle, join us on Thursday night. Pop the popcorn Thursday day. Must-see daytime TV, better than the soap operas. Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.